In the greenhouse game, each week begins with 3 players entering the greenhouse, earning power in deciding who goes home each cycle. Players in the greenhouse designate which players are vulnerable at each week's banishment. Additionally, players are able to earn seeds, the in-game currency, and the vulnerable players can use those seeds to buy their way out of precarious situations. Alliances must be forged, lies must be told, and at the end of each cycle, someone has to go home. It's the ultimate game of negotiation. Do you strike now or save your power for later? Do you rescue a valuable ally or do you hang on to your seeds? In this underhanded game of survival, can you successfully put your trust in someone else? Can you get someone else to put their trust in you? 15 enter, 1 will leave. This is The Greenhouse, Season 9. Opposite Day.
This is a very difficult decision for me. I've worked with you guys collectively throughout the game. Mickey, since round 3 or 4 when we were forced together. Erica, kind of the same thing. I'm so sorry to do this. This fucking sucks. I did not want to be nominated again, and I did tell Grant that I would be voting out Erica, but I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, Mickey. I'm voting you out. I'm so sorry.
Sure.
No, I really am.
Yeah.
I really am. But that exchange really scared me.
I think you made a huge mistake, so.
All right, Mickey, you have been banished from the greenhouse. Thank you for playing.
Okay. Oh, they got me, girls.
It is now time for the Final Four. Here's how the Final Four works. All of the seeds and bank votes that you have remaining, you will now use in the voting booth to vote for someone to receive final immunity. The player who receives the most votes will win final immunity and cast the final vote to banish the 4th place finisher at the finale. Any questions?
Can you say that all over again, just the first part?
Sure thing, Trinica. Let's look at the rule video about the Final Four.
At the Final Four, the 4 remaining players enter the greenhouse for the final negotiation. At this point, finalists must use all remaining seeds and banked votes to vote for one person to receive final immunity. Each seed and banked vote counts for 1 immunity vote. Players cannot use their seeds and banked votes to vote for themselves. However, seeds and banked votes may still be passed to another player to be used. Only seeds and banked votes carried to the Final Four may be used to vote for final immunity. Players are not given a vote by default. Voting is similar to previous rounds, as players are taken away one by one to vote. There is no auction at the Final Four. However, players may still purchase a seed count. The winner of the popular vote at the Final Four eliminates the 4th placer publicly. However, if there is a tie for Final Four immunity, the 2 people in the tie become the final 2. If the tie is between 3 people, the person not included in the tie is eliminated. This means, depending on how the vote turns out, there may either be a final 3 or a final 2. In the event of a 4-way tie, players will perform the round again with only 1 vote each. If a second 4-way tie occurs, players will vote again with only 1 vote, but are allowed to vote for themselves. If there is yet another 4-way tie, a challenge will determine the winner of final immunity.
You reset your mic, right? Okay. Fucking did it! I don't know how we did that.
Oh my god. Okay, so talk to me about Grant, the extortion thing.
So I tried to extort a seed from him, and I was like, listen, you're asking me to throw in my lot with Ben. I won't feel comfortable doing that unless you're willing to give me a seed so I can uproot the next round. Yeah. And he didn't even need the seeds this round. He had green thumb. Yep. And he was like, I won't do it. Honestly, Grant has been saying you're my number 1, you're my number 1, you're my number 1. And I was like, okay, well, if you're not giving me a seed and you don't need the seed, then clearly you're aiming for me.
It's from round 1, he wanted us to work together and then never did.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's right. Oh my god, I literally forgot about it. Well, thanks, Grant, for putting me and Erica together.
Right. Period. Oh my god.
So I only have 1 seed. What are you feeling you're gonna do?
1, 2, 3, 4,
girl rolling in it.
5.
Okay, so
how does this work? Do we basically have to pick one of the 3 of us?
We have to pick one of the 3 of us to give our seeds to. The person with the most seeds will be immune. And then that person will banish the final person.
Okay, so I will probably give you 2
Okay.
and Santi 3.
Okay.
Do you think I should? Because he just did that, so it feels
Yeah,
like,
I think that's fine. I think I don't.
why would we go to the end with Grant?
Here's the only hesitation I have, and I can like say this. Santi I've seen Santi play before.
I know.
I don't know if you have.
I know.
He's very chaotic. Obviously, we've seen that. The other thing about him is that he's going to be cutting deals anywhere he can. And sometimes I worry, like he has already told me that he cut a deal with Grant. I'm not saying I think he's actually going to do anything with Grant, but it is a worry in the back of my head.
Of course.
Versus me, I'm not at all going to the end with Grant, and you know that. So that's the only thing.
Secretive?
Yeah, actually.
How much we give?
It should be. But I mean, if Santi asks you, I'm sure you don't want to lie. But ultimately, do what you need to do. I have mostly faith, but I also know how bad Santi wants to win. Like, he's played, like, a lot of games, like 6 or 7 games, and he hasn't won.
About going to the end with him.
It's probably going to be rough.
I know.
But I think it's also going to be rough going with Grant, to be honest.
Yeah. The only thing I can see for Grant is that his jury management hasn't been great, but I wonder if people look past it.
But I also think that Santi's jury management hasn't been great, and obviously mine hasn't. So I think ultimately they're similar threat levels.
Yeah, and also this seems like a very like level-headed jury, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
Do you not think that?
No.
I feel like they're gonna look at it. Okay, maybe. I don't know.
Like Mitch,
I might have a bad read.
Alexei was like, if you send me the jury, I'm not voting for you. Mitch obviously was mad when he left, although hopefully he's cooled down by now. And then obviously Nikki was like, the thing is, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Santi's with us, Nikki's gonna be pissed at Santi.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I think a lot of people will. Alexei would probably vote you or Santi. But yeah. So, you know, you do what you need to do. I'm not like, the only stress I have is that there's a world in which that fake deal he cut with Grant is a real deal.
The only thing it's like is who you think is a bigger jury threat.
It's Trinica. We talked about that.
So I've got 4 tokens.
Yeah.
I kind of don't really know, like, I don't even know if it matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who do you feel comfortable giving them to?
I mean, I'm not giving them to Trinica.
Mm-hmm.
I'm either giving them to you or
Erica.
Erica. But I don't know where her head's at. I don't know where your head's at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I think Trinica beats us.
I mean, you're going to make the decision that is best for you,
Yeah.
like, no matter what you're telling me now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, but I think you meet Erica at the end is that gives all 3 of us a fair shot to win. Like you said, Trinica's never been nominated.
I mean, I think she has a really good case to win, really. Me and her played a very similar game.
Yeah.
And, you know, really the difference is she never got nominated. I did. But I had a bunch of seeds at the end
Yeah.
to, like, really do stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know how much, like, credit I'm supposed to get for just having a bunch of seeds and, you know, doing stuff that is powerful but, like, obvious. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have that many seeds at the end, you buy Green Thumb. It's not, like, a super impressive thing. You know what I mean? I'm probably giving you the seeds and whatever decision you make, it's like, you know.
Yeah. I'm going to get rid of them.
Cool.
I think that gives us all a fair shot at final 3.
Cool.
Are you okay?
I really wanted to not screw anybody over, and Mickey has been with me since fucking round 2.
It's hard to get through a game like this without screwing someone over.
Yeah. It's so bad.
We've all had this moment.
I know, but like, I didn't want to screw him over.
Santi, we were down to
I know, it's a fucking
Like-
game. It's a dirty ass game.
not also feel your feelings, and they're valid.
No, I know.
But also, like, take a breath. You have come so close. This is literally your game to win, and you know I've been telling you that since day 0.
He wants me to take you out.
Of course he does.
I'm telling him that's what I'm going to do. I think it's stupid of me to go to the end with you. But.
I will listen. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass when I say that this jury hates me. Truly. Like, they are an emotional ass jury. Mitch has left angry. Mickey has left angry.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
everyone.
not Trinica. I was about to say the butt part was, you know how I am. I want my lick bucket back, but I'm not going to do it to you in this game, because then that's
I
two
know.
people who I screwed over.
Yeah.
Do you have any seeds?
I have one seed.
Okay. He said he's going to probably give them to me,
Okay.
which will make me immune, and I'm just crying because I'm going to have to get rid of you, and I'm so sad about it. I'm not.
The way my heart dropped.
Girl, no. I'm just so sad. I really like Mickey as a person, and
I know. He is going to be fine.
yeah,
He's going to be fine.
yeah.
Like, everyone's going to be fine. I think you've got this shit.
It'd be crazy if I win this game.
It wouldn't be crazy. It would be inevitable.
Y'all, being the star of this season has been really hard. Mickey, I am sorry. I did not want to screw you over. Ideally, I wanted to win Greenhouse, put Trinica up, and then you, me, and Erica would be in the final four somehow. I was thinking of taking Trinica out at 5. That was the plan for me, and to keep you and Erica and me together so we could go into the final 3. I'm sorry for screwing you over. I really fucking am. I hope I get a chance to explain it to you guys. I've been through a freaking journey this entire game, and I think I'm about to have Final Four immunity, which at this point I think I have a good enough narrative to the jury to tell them how I got here and the deals that I made and the strategies that I implemented throughout this entire game.
I think I'm actually making it to final 3, which is crazy. I think Santi loves to say that they're a villain, but at the end of the day, they have a heart of gold. You know, if I'm wrong, then go ahead and splice that with me getting voted out and walking out really pissed off at Santi later. But yeah, I do think that they are going to take out Grant and take me to the final 3. I've been honest with people when I say that I think the jury hates me on a game level. I think I do have an uphill battle. I'm usually a pretty good talker, but I'm also so emotionally, mentally, religiously, physically exhausted right now. So I don't know how much oomph I have to give a finale situation. Whatever happens right now, I feel really happy with the game I played. I didn't expect to still be here. And if you see me at the finale, I will be lying and saying that everything was premeditated and that my little crazy emotional outbursts were something that I intentionally did. So we'll see how that goes over.
I'm either giving the seeds to you or Santi.
Okay.
I think that Trinica is the biggest jury threat. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how much you know about her game, but me and her have been playing a very similar game together for quite a while. Her game is very strong. It's very similar to mine, in my opinion. We both went a very long time without getting nominated. Yeah. I think I got nominated like once or twice. I don't think she's ever been nominated.
Oh, yeah.
So she's got a very strong case. Really, I mean, honestly, the two main differences with our game is, one, she's never been nominated through the whole time. That's very impressive. I got nominated either once or twice. Mm-hmm. And then the other difference is that I had a bunch of seeds at the end and was able to, buy a green thumb, do, basically obvious endgame stuff you'd do if you had a ton of seeds.
Yeah. I want to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I'm not totally incentivized to give you any.
I don't think I want any.
Oh. Okay, fine. I am mad at you for taking Greenhouse from me.
Okay. I think my best play at this point is to just give them to whoever I'm most confident is going to evict Trinica is who I'm giving the seats to. He said he'd do it. Mm-hmm. Do I trust him? I think he's going to say whatever I want to hear. You know what I mean?
I've convinced Grant I'm taking Trinica out. So if you want to give me your seats, that's what the T is. We're in the final 3.
Okay. So is there... does it matter if I split between you and Trinica? Just because you've been good allies to me?
I would... It risks there becoming a tie and then me and Trinica being the final 2.
How many do you have?
I have none.
Oh, you have...
I have none to transfer, yeah.
How much does Grant have? 4?
He has 4.
He's giving all of them to you.
Correct. Trinica's giving me 1, and then whatever you give me.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter at this point. They're
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I will be shocked if I go out here, and if so, I can't wait to hear the reasoning. So I'm kind of preparing for the worst, but also I really don't think it will be me. We really solidified a final 3, me, Trinica, and Santi. but Grant was trying to seed the doubt in my brain that Trinica might have one of the better games for the jury. At this point, I am letting it be hearsay. I'm just going to go in and know the game that I played, and I'm actually so proud of the game that I played. I was honest when I needed to be. I was deceitful enough, but still could be honest, I feel like. But I feel like I played well without having mostly any power all game. I got myself out of situations, and I feel like that's admirable. So
I mean, I know I'm not giving my seeds to you, you're not giving your seeds to me, and that's fine.
Are you trying to get people's seats?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't think I'm really.
Erica's like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not incentivized. I'm not asking for seats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What happens at this point.
Yeah.
I just felt like you knowing you didn't need the seeds this round and not wanting to give me one just made me feel like I wasn't a priority for you because you weren't gonna need them. One seed wasn't gonna make or break. You know?
I was pitching for you to get voted out at 4.
I know.
So
Listen,
we'll see what happens.
It's been fun. It's been so fun playing with you, genuinely.
Yeah.
I think we both.
We play such a similar game too. Yeah.
We have enough respect for each other's games to know that we can't go to the game with each other. So.
It's Final 4. My gut is that everyone wants me out. If somehow I'm not out, I will be very pleasantly surprised. I don't really know what else to say. I think if I get voted out at 4, it's a big compliment, so I'm not upset.
Having spoken to Santi, I actually feel like they're going to send Grant out.
Yeah, I think so too.
So if you want to give seeds to Santi, that's fine with me.
Yeah, okay. All right, I asked him, I was like, should I split it just because you guys have been good allies? And he was like, I mean, obviously he wants all of them.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. But yeah, Grant is Trinica's the biggest threat to win.
Which is crazy to me, but no, I know. He just
maybe.
I don't think
We'll see.
so.
I mean, this is what it is at this point. So
Yeah.
We just made the best player win.
Yeah.
None of the players passed their seeds or banked votes. So now it's time to vote for final immunity.
Well, I don't have one. Grant, Trinica, and Erica are going to make me immune. I've convinced Grant that I'm voting out Trinica. I think I have a better story against Trinica and Erica than I do against Grant, so I'm probably going to be eliminating Grant if I get immunity.
I think all the votes are going to Santi. It adds one more thing to his resume, so that sucks. I feel pessimistically optimistic about this. Don't take that as you will. I don't know. I am going to put all 5 of my seeds. Suddenly they've made all their way back to me at the end of the game for Santi. And hopefully he sends Grant out, and if not, that's life.
I don't really feel good about any of these guys voting to keep me, but Santi's the only one that tried to lie or is potentially telling the truth, so vote for Santi.
I have a whopping single seed, and it's going to make a huge difference. I am giving my seed to Santi. Santi can have this. I think Santi is going to have literally all the seeds, which is such a good thing to say at a finale. Santi, love you.
All right, it's time for the finale of the Greenhouse Season 9. Let's bring in our Final 4. Woo! Trinica, Grant, Erica, and Santi. So we are here at the finale. First, we are going to eliminate our 4th and potentially also 3rd place finisher. Then we're going to go straight into final speeches, final questioning, and we're going to finish this shit. So Zach, can I have the materials? All right. Here is the results of the final immunity votes. First up, Grant received no votes for the final immunity. I know I didn't hear a boss. Next up, Erica received nada. And lastly, by a vote of 10 to 0, Santi wins final immunity. Congratulations. So my bottom three, I'm going to ask you to sit on the couch. Santi, you have definitely made the final round of the game. But now it is up to you to clip one person right here at the finish line. I'll let you have it.
This game has been tough. It's been hard for the last 48 hours or however the fuck long we've been playing this game. And I feel as if I have a better chance in the final three eliminating you, Grant.
Right, Grant, I'm sorry you have been eliminated from the greenhouse game. Thank you for playing. On the couch. Alright, and with that we will go straight into the finale. These three people have outlasted the rest of you. Trinica, Santi, and Erica. And now they have to plead their case to try to win the whole shebang. We're going to start with opening speeches. Trinica, we'll start with you.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. Very nervous to be here. I'll try and keep it pretty short. So I was supposed to be on production for this season. I'm an alternate. I didn't necessarily spend a lot of time preparing for the game, but I did know that there was potentially going to be people from the Austin community who know me and have seen me play past games and know how I play. So I knew that I was probably going to have leverage against me from those people who knew my history, and I would be coming in dealing with being a threat. So what I wanted to do was actually play a little bit messy, make relationships with multiple people, and make sure that I had multiple routes to the end. I know that there's a risk with that. I know that there's multiple people whose feelings I hurt, if not all of you. So I recognize that. I'm sorry. It really was all game, and I've enjoyed playing with you guys. But I knew that that was one way that I could be okay at the end and get to the end if I could say, listen, nobody on the jury is very happy with me, so I'm safe to be here because I'm going to have an uphill battle to convince you guys that the hurt feelings that I hurt was worth it. I mean, I was never on the block, and I think that's a testament to the social game I played. I was very specific and intentional in the alliances I was building and the groups I was inserting myself in so that there was always someone in power who was looking out for me. There were multiple times that people came down from Greenhouse and told me, hey, everyone in Greenhouse agreed that you're safe. And I kept waiting for that to bite me in the ass and for people to say, okay, well, if we all want to save Trinica, then should we take out Trinica? I was a name, but I was never the target, and that was also intentional. Excited to answer your questions, and I'll leave it at that for now.
Hello, jury. It's good to see you guys. When I came into this game, I wanted to play a very low-key, middle-of-the-road game and not cause any waves. Round one, Alexei, you came to me and you said you're going to put me up. When I first pulled a ticket, I was auto-nommed. I didn't tell you that. I started collecting tickets for pretty much all of you guys, and I got all the seeds as I could. I also got a vote blocker. I am one of the people that voted Page out round one. The mystery vote was Trinica, the other one. And then round two, I was immune. Round three, I was the Tulip. I tried my ass off to save you. It wasn't going to work. There was no way possible. So what I did is I put my banked votes on Jabbar and Trinica. That helped me out immensely in the game because the next round when I was up against you, Paige, Jabbar used that bank vote and the bank vote that Stephanie gave me to save me. That's how I was able to stay off the block. Alexei, when you went out, Trinica used the bank vote that I gave her. I was able to work with each one of you guys individually to try to advance myself in the game. I felt like the Grim Reaper because you sat next to me, you went home. 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 I was able each round, because I was a focal point every single time, to talk myself off the block or to talk myself into position of safety to get you guys to keep me. I did not play a middle-of-the-road game. I did not play messy. There's two moves that I regret in this game. That is not fighting hard enough for you, and that is taking you out, because I felt super bad about that, and I still feel bad about that. I hope we can talk at the end of this game. I have fought every single round in this game to get to this spot without screwing over as many people as possible. I feel like I did that. I worked with you guys. I was honest. I got, I believe, seeds from pretty much all of you guys to either get myself off the block with Uproot 3 times, and I was nominated 5 times, I believe. So I worked my ass off, and I would really, truly hope that you guys understand the moves that I made were not malicious. They were not mean. They were to advance myself in the game. I did not want to play the game that was forced upon me, but I adapted to it, and I just kept going round by round by round by round. But I was a focal point every single round in this game, and I hope that you guys see that and you reward me as the winner this season.
Okay, hi Jerry. It's nice to see you all. I just want to reiterate what everyone said. Like, this was so amazing. It was so fun. I said this a little bit throughout the game, but coming into the weekend, I was really in my head about coming to play. I have kind of been out on social strategy games, and I've played them a bit before, and I was really nervous because I've lost kind of like a passion for it. I think this weekend has given me a newfound love for it, so thank you all so much. With that being said, I want to say, and I'm happy to answer all of your questions, but I think I killed the social game this season, and I did it in a way that was, I don't think I was deceitful, and I can really answer and speak to everything that I've done this season because I remember it. It was all thought out. It was meticulous. I came to everybody and I was able to tell you what people were saying. And even if it did get back to them, I was never really an option to go up on the block. I went up on the block first round and that lit a fire under my ass because I have never played from the bottom, to be honest. I've always had a stronghold on the games that I've played from the beginning, and I can usually have a good read on where I stand with the tribe, the house, whatever the case may be. I have never played from that position, and I was really overwhelmed, and I was really stressed round one, and you all saw that. I was crying. And I took that as a fire to be lit under my ass. Even through the 0 votes, I was just like, nothing is sacred, nothing is safe. I took that and ran with it, and I made sure to talk to every single person that I didn't have great connections with. And then critical part was working with Alexei for the Venus flytrap. I was all in from the first moment to do that because I knew I was taking out the person that put me in immediate danger, which was Max. And from there, I was able to create a connection with one of Max's closest connections from my perception, which was Mickey, and I ran that to the end of the game. And from there, I've had connections with each and every one of you, and I think I did my best to try and pull everybody for chats. And there was a period of time where I was coming upstairs and everybody was in chats and no one was prioritizing me, and I was just like, okay, I had to really step back, and I would sit in a room by myself and I'd be like, where the fuck am I at in this game? And I had to ground myself in the fact that yes, people may not be pulling me for chats, but the right people are pulling me for chats. I think social game is the TLDR, and I won competitions. I had the power snatched from me, unfortunately, but I won them honestly when they counted, so I was happy with that, and I got myself talked off the block. I even volunteered to stay up on the block and not use the uproot when it was between me and Mickey because I knew my social connection with Santi would keep me in the game and I could trust that. I'm happy to answer any questions. It's kind of a whirlwind to remember everything, but I think the direction would be nice. So thank you guys for listening, and great game to everyone.
All right, thank you all. We will now move to questions. Alexei, I'll start with you.
So, what's one movie you regret, and what would you have done differently if you could replay it?
The one movie I regret truly is Mickey. But if we can go a step back, there's two, truly. It's Iggy and Stephanie. I wish that when Jabbar, Mitch, Paige, and I were in the greenhouse, I fought harder for the Sunflower or the Rose. My ideal scenario was I get Sunflower, Jabbar gets Rose, I put Ben up, Jabbar puts up, or I put Ben and Paige up and then Jabbar puts somebody else up. I had to pivot immediately from that situation and really build a relationship with Mickey so that way he felt comfortable and he knew that I was working with him. That round for me, I felt like 2 allies, but I gained a really strong one within Mickey. If I could have won Greenhouse at the final 5, I wouldn't have eliminated Mickey. I would have nominated Trinica. Truthfully, I think those are the 2 moves that I regret the most.
I think my biggest regret is not being more intense in pulling like Grant and Ben for chats, who I knew I could see the tides turning and them being on the other side. But I was kind of blinded by the fact that I felt like they weren't pulling me for chats, and every time I tried to, maybe I was being like, the cold shoulder was being turned to me. But now in hindsight, I can recognize, like, you know what, like, because I'm so confident in my social game this season, I should have been more proactive in those 2 relationships, even though I do feel like we were able to get some time to talk, like really like shutting the door, sitting down and like having a productive conversation.
It's hard for me to say that I regret any moves this season because I think everything that happened had to happen for me to be here. I do regret the way I executed some of those moves. Alexei, I feel like I could have handled that a lot better and a lot more straightforward with you. Mitch, you would be the other person. I think you were someone that was so high up for me. I felt like our brains worked the same way, and it was just so like we just vibed so well and strategically. You were someone I loved just bouncing ideas off of. I think that I couldn't sit here. I know how good of a player you are. I couldn't sit here with you, and I knew that. I don't know that I needed to get you out at the moment that I did. I did know that I would have to get you out, but I think I could have saved you as, again, somebody who would be targeted and another shield for me.
I would like for each of you to think about some of the biggest lies that you told in the game and maybe misconceptions that the jury might have because of those lies that were in the game. And this is the chance to basically come clean so that we have all the facts and the actual truth and evidence.
I really tried to be conscious with the way that I gave out information. I think I downplayed a lot. I don't have a specific lie that's popping out in my head, but things that I downplayed were my relationships, my preconceiving relationships, obviously notably with Jabbar. But it really was, I think, authentically formed within the game because of the situations and circumstances that we were put into. So I would say downplaying, and then if anything comes up, I will make sure to tell you in the additional part. Yeah.
I try to play this game as honestly as possible, but unfortunately this game kind of forces you to lie. If I could just go around and kind of just talk to each one really quickly, I won't make it long. Alexei, I didn't lie to you. I was straightforward with you the entire time. Ben, truthfully, when I made you that deal that said, Ben, if you don't nominate me, if I get Greenhouse, you're not going to go up, that was 100% true. That was not a lie. The read that you had of the people that I was working with, of me, Iggy, Stephanie, Max, and Mickey was not accurate. The people that I was actually working with was Jabbar, Erica, Trinica, Stephanie. When we knew Stephanie was going and you were putting us together, I went to Trinica and I said, I need Mickey in this with us because him and I are put together, and I basically made them two kind of work together because Trinica was very concerned about Mickey. Mickey, the lie I told you was at the very end when I said you're safe, and obviously that was not the case. Jabbar, I did not lie to you. I was 100% honest with you. Every time you gave me seeds, every time you gave me a bank vote, I repaid it right back to you as much as I could. Mitch, I didn't lie to you. When you pulled me into the... Trying to think if I did lie to you. I can't recall the lie I told you. If you want to ask me that in your question, I truly can't think of the lie that I told you. Paige, I was honest with you throughout the entire game. I love the way that you play. I love your energy. I love talking to you. I just wish that we weren't up against each other. Iggy, I didn't lie to you. I really didn't. Stephanie was part of half of that, so it's kind of like I have to talk about you guys together. That lie was to Steph when she gave me the bank vote to use to save you guys, but I knew that that was not going to happen because of the way the house was going and how anti-twist they were. I worked for 3 rounds to convince you that I was going to take out her, so you would make me immune. That is a huge lie, and I said this, that I'm going to have to bounce the biggest check in this game by taking you out. So that is the hugest lie I told. I literally, for 3 rounds, I sat with Grant and said, if we get to 4, I will save you, and I'll take out whoever you want.
I'm not going to go person by person because I've lied to all of you about a lot of things. So honestly, like Erica, I could not tell you a list of all the lies. I will say I didn't work with Mickey because you were encouraging it. I worked with Mickey because Mickey is probably the person I was the most transparent with, even with the people who I was maybe more allied with. We had a rough spot, and I came to the point where I just like, I'm not gonna bullshit you. Like, we can talk about the past and also what actually makes sense for each of us to move forward. I think we both knew we weren't like final 3 material for each other, but because of that, I was able to just be like a straight shooter with you. And that was why I wouldn't take out Mickey at opportunities when I could have, even though I know Mickey didn't prioritize me the most. I prioritized having someone I could talk straight with and who hopefully like, believed what I was saying over somebody like Mitch, who I thought was a really big threat. I will say that the Austin group situation was probably one of my earliest and biggest and most beneficial lies. I really painted myself as outside of that group and was very much telling people like, yeah, I think this is a real thing. This is a real thing, even though I knew that it wasn't, because somehow people weren't tying me to the Austin people. So I kept making a point of like, I don't know. I'm like, I live near here. I don't know why I'm not part of this, but that just became a narrative for so many rounds and was something that I could hide behind very easily.
Great. Mickey, do you have a question?
Was there anyone that you felt came too close to taking you out?
That's a really good question. I would say Grant. I think Grant is someone, obviously, you know, like we were working really closely together. I really valued our relationship, but I know that you and I looked at each other and knew one of us was going to turn on the other at some point. And I think that had the circumstances been different at like Final 5, Final 6, Final 4, obviously, you could have very well done that. But I knew that I had very strong relationships with Erica and Santi because I made sure to solidify those immediately and told both of them that they were my number ones. So I would say Grant.
Oh, girl, I was close to being taken out by all of you guys every single round. Alexei, round 1. Ben, multiple rounds. I feel like this game is not just social, it's strategic. And I was able each round to get myself either off the block or get the person next to me taken out. So I would say, to answer your question, Mickey, I was being close to taken out by pretty much all of you guys that are sitting there and the pre-jury members minus Max.
Well, I think the closest person taking me out was probably Ben, because I think that's the closest someone got. Whoever the vote was for me, maybe Grant. So Ben and Grant, there's a theme here. And so I think Ben and Grant were the closest to taking me out, and I think the scares came at the end. But I, again, pointing to my social connections and the investment I made earlier in the game, I was immediately pulled into rooms and told that that's not happening. And so we'll get into it at finale, but I'm like super proud of that and super proud of the fact that I think I was potentially talked about, circulated as a nomination, maybe reading on a time or two, but I usually, when I go up on the block, I don't survive, and that is something that I am proud of doing, not once, but 3 times, I think, this season, because of the connections that I made. And yeah, I think Ben and Grant, but they couldn't do it.
So what do you think the jury's perception of you is at this moment, and what did you do to enable that perception for us?
I truly don't know what the jury's perception is of me. I think what I did very early on is I tried to play the wounded dog role of like, I have nobody, I'm not working with anybody, I'm constantly on the block, like, please help me. But every round, I was able to strategically place myself to either be safe or be pulled off the block. I would hope that the jury would appreciate how strategic I was in each round and know that each move that I made to get myself here was not malicious, it was not mean, it was not ill-intended, it was to constantly advance. So I would hope that the jury's perception of me is, one, that I was placed in a box very early in the beginning of the game and I was able each round to strategically move myself forward in the next round. I never thought of this game 2 rounds ahead. I was always just like, get to the next round, because I was clawing from the bottom to the top every single round in this game. I was on the block 7 times. I was uprooted 4 of those 7 times. 3 of the times, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, I was up against you guys. So I would hope that the jury's perception of me is somebody who truly played this game in a strategic fashion in the manner that it was. I exchanged seeds when I needed to. I exchanged bank votes when I needed to. I got you guys to give me stuff when I needed them the most to be safe, because I truly was like, how can I get out of this? How can I kind of play this? I don't think the jury is truly mad at me, except maybe Mickey. Because I don't think I did anything malicious or like backhanded to anyone. Even Ben, before you went out, I said, you're not bullying me, you're not being like mean or anything like that, because I felt like you really felt like you were bullying me. That wasn't an act. I was just so like kind of like just emotionally done last night. at 1 o'clock in the morning we're having our conversation. So that's what I feel like the jury's perception of me is.
I started, so on day 0, I think I told most people that I had taken an edible. I did not take an edible. I wanted to be seen as someone who's a little silly, goofy, maybe not going to be as strategic. I knew that I was going to be clocked as a social threat, probably. So I wanted to lean into that so that if I'm going to be a social threat, there's going to be people like Erica who are also social threats. There's going to be people like Alexei who are social threats, people who are going to be targeted before me, and I won't be seen as a strategic threat. So I also enabled that during conversations with people, I would say like Grant, Mitch, Ben, Mickey, Alexei. I really leaned into the emotions of it so that it seemed like I was really struggling to figure out what should I do. That helped me stay in the middle, because if I'm talking to you and saying like, let's go through and like write everyone's names down and figure out what's the best move for us in this moment, I could still make my decisions and then say, I'm sorry, like it was a really emotional decision. And again, like the tears were real. They were emotional decisions. That's the risk of playing in the middle. You make real relationships with people and then you hurt them and it hurts you. But yes, that is the perception that I think the jury had of me initially. Once they went to the jury, I think a lot of you probably felt upset, or yes, that I was playing the middle, that I was messy, and that's accurate. So yeah, I wanted that to be the case so that I could be here and make arguments to anyone who was in the final 5, 6 that you all hate me, and there's no risk sitting next to me.
So I think the jury's perception of me is that I think I'm correct in thinking that I was a pretty strong social, what's the word? Social threat. I don't know. I don't want to say that word, but social threat throughout the game. I think that I kept up a lot of niceties, which can be seen as a positive or a negative, and that I was silly, I was goofy, and all of that was intentional. I think the perception is that I did that and maybe nothing else. And I didn't get to win competitions as much as everyone else. But I see that as a strength, honestly, even though it hurts that I can't win. I actually did win things when it mattered. I won a lot of competitions where I could save myself with immunity, which I think was a pivotal round to be immune at the safety chain, or and then also I won the rock. No, there were rocks involved, the paper throwing competition. And that got me a seed that honestly helped shape the trajectory of the end game, because I knew I had seeds to help get Santi to this position, to get all 3 of us to the final 3. And that was kind of, in 2 sense, like forced my hand a little bit, but also I was able to have those to help us, who I knew this was the final 3, get to the final 3. And so I won competitions when they mattered, and I also was involved with the votes. Like, I was being pulled into rooms when it mattered, at the times that mattered, even if it, like I talked about grounding myself when I wasn't being pulled for chats. Like, I was being pulled into conversations. I was putting myself out there to be on the block, even though I knew who knows if you can survive or not, but I knew that I could survive. I kept up niceties in a way that I think benefited my game, because, like, for example, I can look at the split vote with Mickey and Mitch as a positive, because I was able to keep my word. And I think that's something that's very admirable, and I am proud of. So I think I definitely understand the perception, but I think there was a lot more that I was doing behind the scenes. And I think that I was pivotal in a lot of votes happening the way they did this season. And there were some votes, honestly, like the Paige vote, I was shocked that Paige went home. I was able to come back from it. I am not sitting here saying that I knew what was going to happen at every point of the game, but I was able to bounce back, because it really, in the end, didn't put me in a bad position.
I want to hear about what you think your fellow finalists did better than you did, and I want it to be pretty brief. Start with you, Santi.
I think Trinica and Erica both played a middle-of-the-road game better than I did. I was not able to play a middle-of-the-road game. I had to play a very in-your-face kind of game. As I mentioned previously, I was kind of a focal point every single round, but I think they were both able to play a middle-of-the-road game better than me. This game is not just social, it's strategic. I think that their social game was very much better than mine was. But with that being said, my social game was powerful enough that I was able to get seeds and banked votes and stuff like that from people. But I think they're a little bit tier higher than me.
Erica?
I think Santi was very good at getting seeds. I think he was very good at grabbing people and being intense in his like what I was talking about where I lacked. Honestly, I think he was very intense in grabbing people when he wanted to talk to them, which I admire. And Trinica, I think, very much played a middle of the road game, but in a way that was beneficial. It was strategic, and I definitely admire that. I don't think you fell into it. I think you were strategic in doing that. And yeah, I think that's what they did better than me.
I would say that both of them just played the game without hurting as many feelings as I did. I think Erica specifically, I'm really impressed by that because I do think that you were similarly hedging your bets like I was, and we were often doing it in the same groups. But I think you handled it in a way where people weren't as hurt. I think that I was the swing vote on several votes. So I didn't have the privilege of being able to avoid hurting feelings at that point. Santi, I think because you were so intense and because you made your opinions so clear to everyone, again, feelings weren't hurt because they knew where you stood. So that's what I would say.
Sitting like right now at this moment and just a name, whose vote do you feel the most confident in that you have?
This is a fascinating question because I don't know that I'm fully confident that I would have any of your votes, and that is a testament, I think, to the games that y'all played. I am going to say Mitch, though I know Mitch was upset when he was voted out and probably felt very betrayed by me, not snatching my wig off and all of that good stuff. I feel like you'll respect the gameplay because I know you're a game player.
This is going to shock everyone, but I'm going to say Ben, and this is why. Ben was my rival this season, and I was Ben's rival this season. And even though we had contentious conversations publicly, we also had really good private conversations where we kind of understood where we were at in the game with each other, and we understood that we could not connect. I would hope that Ben understands that this is a game of wit and strategy, and I feel like I was able to kind of maybe outsmart you a little bit. If that read is wrong, then I'm sorry, but I feel like that's what I did. I was able to kind of know where your head was at and where your game was going and do it, kind of make my moves in a way that if we sat next to each other, you would go and I would stay, or I could get you out before you got me, because I feel like the end game became this back and forth between us two. And I did tell you straight up front, if you go, I'm the biggest threat. If I go, you're the biggest threat.
I'm going to say Mickey. I feel like an underrepresented part of my game in this speech right now has been my strategic relationship with Mickey, especially towards the end of the game. Honestly, there was a rumor or murmurings going around that every time the round ended, me and Mickey were pulling each other into a room. That was intentional. I really formed a great strategic relationship where I feel like at a certain point we were setting the tone for the round by our talks being up in the room. And so I feel like I was honest with Mickey. I feel like I was intentional about our relationship. And so I think that he's one vote that I could have.
Congratulations to the three of you. My question for y'all is, what is, you think, the most impactful move that you spearheaded or was like your idea? And I'll give y'all like a second to think about that, and I'll start with Erica and then move down.
An impactful move that I spearheaded or was a part of spearheading, I would say, was the Venus flytrap. It was definitely not my move by any means. I give full credit to Alexei, but I, again, was very instrumental in giving and making known that I was giving my coins to Alexei for that move, and I never, ever wavered. I never did, because exactly what I said, Max was... all I needed was that one instance of Max putting me up, and I was good. Like, he was gone, and I knew that was fine. And honestly, that was a risk for me, I think, because I could have easily kept Max in the game, and I was thinking in my head, like, what if I kept Max in the game to further, or have a target moving forward? And then ultimately I decided, like, no, I'm going to go full in. I'm going to try to gain trust and an allyship with Alexei for that move. And though I wasn't the spearheader, I think I was I was instrumental in the beginning of that vote because I remember I was one of the first one out and I was the first one to say, here you go.
Me. I think I would have had an impactful move round 2 in getting Price out had Alexei not fly trapped Max, because I literally pulled like 8 people in a room and I said, hey, here's what's going on. These 2 people are fighting their asses off. Why are we keeping Price? We need to get rid of Price. Everybody agreed to get rid of Price, and then the alarm went off that the fly trap happened. I would say the other impactful move I had was getting Erica to get herself off on the block with Mickey, so that way she could uproot so we could then get Ben on the block. I think that was a very impactful move. And I came up with that plan with both of them together.
There was a moment where Santi was up and was likely going to be the person going home. I had a banked vote. The vote was going to tie otherwise, and I was the vote. I spent my banked vote to save Santi. I knew that Santi is a loyal player. We've played together before. I knew that Santi was somebody that was 100% in my corner, and that I actually do not remember who you were up against in that round, but I felt very confident.
Jabbar.
It was Jabbar! Oh my god, that one sucked. But I knew that I had a better relationship with Santi, and I knew Santi's game better. You were a little bit more of a mystery to me, and you know, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. So if I hadn't played my banked vote, then I actually do think that Jabbar would be here. So yeah, and I wouldn't.
And now for the final speeches.
Okay, thank you all for your questions. Honestly, I'm very scatterbrained, and I think everyone can relate to that because of the whirlwind this weekend was, but your questions really pointed me in the directions that I really wanted to go in. Ultimately, I am going to be upfront and honest with you all. I don't care if I'm the spearheader of things. I don't. I want to be in positions where I'm calling the shots in groups where I can trust people, and I think I did just that because look where it got me. I didn't make a lot of enemies, at least I don't think. I played a middle of the road game, I think the best, because I don't think I made enemies on either side. I think I did it more deceitful and under the radar than some people tried to or may have. Ultimately, like, I think I won competitions when I needed it to benefit me. I had power snatch from me and I still bounced back from it. I had power snatch from me both times. I think I was the least powerful person in this game and I was able to make it this far. And that wasn't on purpose. That was on purpose. That wasn't by accident. I was very proud of the strategic relationship me and Mickey had. I was very proud of the allies that I made, and everything that I did was intentional. Like I said, I got information and I held on to it until I needed to get rid of it. And I don't think it ever bit me in the ass, and if it did, well... So thank you guys so much. I am happy to answer any questions after this that you have. I am so happy to be here with Santi and Trinica. Anyone is a deserving winner. Just vote with your hearts, and I can't wait to be friends with you guys.
Again, guys, thank you so much. I can say really quickly that I love the game of Greenhouse. It is one of my favorite LRGs. It is one of my favorite formats. The main concept of this game is negotiation and strategy. I was in the Greenhouse one time as a tulip, in my opinion, the weakest of the flowers. I was able to use that weak flower to get 2 bank votes to get me safe and 2 votes where I probably should have went home. I negotiated multiple times with pretty much each and every one of you to get what I needed from the least powerful position in this game, on the block. Again, I was on the block 7 times, you guys. On paper, I should not be in this seat, but through my strategic thinking and my conversations and the relationships I built with each and every one of you, I was able to maneuver myself here. I think I truly encompass what Greenhouse is about, and I would really appreciate that you guys reward me as the winner of Season 9, because I feel like I played the game the best. I did not ride the middle. That is a safe place to be. I was, again, the focal point of every single round, and I was able to get myself here. Again, on paper, I should not be here, but I fought and clawed my way here every single time. And I am sorry to those of you who sat next to me, and I was the Grim Reaper, and you're there and I'm here. So I thank you guys so much for the game that I played. It was fun. I had an amazing weekend. Thank you, Taylor. But again, I hope that you guys reward me as the Greenhouse winner, because I feel like I fully encompass this game and this season. Thank you.
In the latter half of this game, once things like the Austin group that were out of the way, I felt like every single round I was making a potential enemy because I had built such strong relationships with all of you. I was always going to be disappointing someone in the way that I moved. So I would argue that playing the middle is not a safe game because I have to now fight for you guys to feel okay with voting for me to win. Something that didn't come up is the green thumb. I did not have enough seeds to get the green thumb. I really wanted it. I got Grant to give me a seed, and that is one of the most important relationships to me in this game was my relationship with you. Getting the green thumb and then not being targeted is crazy. Like, actually. The fact that I didn't go up immediately the next round, which I was hoping would be a greenhouse competition and ended up being a safety chain or a non-safety chain. I should have gone up. I had a green thumb in my pocket. You should have put me up and gotten rid of the green thumb and put it back in the auction. But each of you felt comfortable with the relationship that I had with you and that me having the green thumb wasn't going to endanger you. So the fact that I am here having that green thumb, didn't use it one round, I knew I was going to be safe. Everyone was asking me, why didn't you use it? And I hedged around with that, but I knew I was going to be safe. I didn't need it. And if I had it in my pocket, it was keeping it out of the pocket of somebody else. I used the seeds that I had. I didn't tell people about the seeds that I had. I was holding on to a lot, and then I used them strategically to help people uproot when they needed to. And I think that's my time, but I had a really great time playing with you all, and you guys are such deserving winners, and I'm so excited to just talk to you.
Thank you all. That is the final round of our game. So now we're gonna do jury votes and mingle, and then we will wrap this shit up. Okay. I just want to say thank you to all of the players. Truly, Prod and I have been talking the whole time about just how fun and exciting this season has been. Truly, every single goddamn round, shit was going on. And what I really love about LRGs is that you really bring your whole person to the game. Like, there's no part of you that isn't part of the competition in some way. And I really feel like, in my experience watching, all of you really threw yourselves into it. And that is a huge compliment to me in putting all of this together. And genuinely, this is my favorite hobby. This is the way I'm creative. And I'm really excited to share this one with you and to ultimately edit the episodes and show you how wonderful all of you are. And to my finalists, I know how fucking hard this game is. I know how difficult it is intellectually, even though in the same weekend that I asked you to play this game, I also asked you to split a thing of Play-Doh in exactly half. So, peaks and valleys. But just really proud of all of you. I think that this is a phenomenal season, and I think that this is a perfect final three for it. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Yeah, sure. I would love to give a shout out to my crew.
Yeah.
I cannot thank you enough. I don't even know how I was able to effectively ask you all to give up your entire weekends to stand on your feet the whole time, to walk up 100 miles of stairs, and to just do all of this just for me and my hobby. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I can't say thank you enough, but I will try. Thank you. Especially people who travel to do this, that's fucking crazy. I'm so thankful. Really, really thankful. I love each and every one of you, genuinely. I want to thank my husband, Oscar, for putting up with my fucking hobby. Both with having 1 billion people in the living room right now, and just truly all the time that I put into it. And I just thank you for the support. Being able to do this in my full adult professional life is special to me, and you enable that, so thank you. I want to give a shout out to Zach. Where the fuck is he? Zach! I think that this season was a big upgrade in the production just value of it, with the screen and having all the updates all the time, and that it was all your idea and you accomplished all of it. I didn't even fucking ask you. So I am truly so thankful to have someone who's as passionate about my game as I think I am. And you're just fierce, and I love spending this weekend with you. You're so fucking fierce. You know your messes too. I would also love to give a shout out to Dylan. Dylan was in every single planning meeting. Dylan took a day off of work on Friday to help me set up everything. I feel like I ask you to do so much like of the literal heavy lifting of this, and just thank you. I'm so happy you dove into this, and I would love to do an individual thank you to everyone. I will do one after this, but for the sake of finishing this shift, I'm going to move on. But thank you all. Sure. Okay. This is a vote to win the greenhouse season 9. I'll go one at a time. Iggy voted for Erica. That's one vote, Erica.
I was already pretty set on not wanting to vote for Santi for the fact that he like fully lied to me about blocking votes to keep myself and Steph, and especially after the jury questions when Santi was asked about his lies, said to my face that he never lied to me, which was quite shocking because it was his lying that essentially got me out of the game. So my vote is going to someone that I honestly got to know in the game and ended up kind of loving and like becoming a quite a good friend of, and that person is Erica.
Great, thank you. And one more question, Iggy. What did you learn from your experience in the Greenhouse Season 9 for next time you're in a social strategy game like this
one? Not to trust anyone and not to spend more than 2 seconds with people that you actually want to be aligned with.
Paige voted for Trinica. That's one vote Trinica, one vote Erica.
It's interesting because when I did the exit interview, I had a running list of like people I wouldn't vote for, and there's only 3 people I would, and only Trinica was on that list. But I think I found that I was a little more malleable in that list than I originally thought, especially after hearing the top 3 speak. I just think that I found Trinica's game more impressive in the end, even though she did ask me. But the reasons she asked me made sense, like what she was doing and trying to kind of have louder presences be there to hide behind. This was my first time playing. Seeing how well thought out everybody's strategy was just really amazing to me. So I've gone in a circle and basically come back to where I was at. So I'll end this now and just put down Trinica.
Very fierce. Thank you. What did you learn from your experience in the Greenhouse Season 9 for next time you're in a situation like this?
I was actually really narrow in the amount of people I talked like actual strategy with versus the like I want to like get to know you type thing, because ultimately at the end of the day at some point it's going to come down to like, okay, well, you know, do you have seats, do you have votes, do you have the alliances, who can you sway? And the only way you can sway people is with those things, because that's how I keep people in, and that's what matters.
Mitch voted for Trinica. That's 2 votes Trinica, 1 vote Erica.
Santi, you talked about how your biggest regret in this game was not helping Iggy and Steph get off the block. Your real biggest regret should have been not voting out Trinica. Trinica, congratulations. I think you played the game I wanted to play. I think your game was just spectacular. So proud to have you be the Season 9 winner and representative of this crazy, amazing season.
Yeah. What did you learn from your greenhouse experience for next time you're in the ring?
Oh my gosh. I think I came into this game overconfident. I performed really well in my last 2 games using a strategy I tried to apply in the greenhouse, and I think it speaks to the caliber of the cast because I worked twice as hard and got half as far in this game. I also think this was just a really stellar cast, and like one of the things I'm proudest of is I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I don't typically like to lose, but I find myself not at all upset about my placement. Like, I think I played a really fun game. I'm proud of my game. I think I got taken out in sort of a weird, out of the box way. And I don't think I'd have it any other way. I think I really appreciate this experience. Thank you for trusting me to put on a good show and be an active part of the cast.
Jabbar voted for Trinica. That's 3 votes Trinica, 1 vote Erica.
I just can't explain it, but everything that I was saying at the round table and my boot post, all of the things she touched, she highlighted, she still went unnominated. Words cannot express how happy I am to cast this vote. Unfortunately, it means that I'm sad that I couldn't be voting for the other 2. But I think in my heart, I'm making the right decision here. You hit it out the park, and there's nothing else that I need to say that any other juror that probably will vote for you won't say. So, good luck.
Right. And Jabbar, one more question.
Yes.
What did you learn from the Greenhouse Season 9 for next time you're in a game like this?
I learned that there won't be a next time. As much fun as I had, I learned that this is just not for me. I will say it's probably the most intense fucking game that I've played out of all of the live games that I've played. I don't know. I was already a bad bitch, so it didn't really show me anything.
Great. Thank you, Diva. Alexei voted for Santi. That's 1 vote Santi, 1 vote Erica, 3 votes Trinica.
Okay, so, look, I'm going to be very honest with you. Any one of them is phenomenal. No, Santi. I cannot. I really hope that some of these bitter bitches, like, you have to understand, there was a jury talk before. I hope they get this shit together. Because you have been the best fucking person to play. I want to see you win this title. I hope that tonight I see you win this because I think that that's really going to give Greenhouse its validity even more to see such an amazing player hold that title.
What did you learn from this experience as a player for next time you're in the ring?
So if you're going to play an honest game, play it all the way through. I know that some people might think that's not the case. I think my downfall was that I had a dishonest moment in an honest gameplay. My biggest thing is I have to trust my gut, and this is something that is also part of just real life. There were so many skills that I'm taking out of this small experiment into the real world, but deep down I knew Trinica was double-crossing me, and I continued to push it that way because I specifically wanted to see queer imagery in the finale. Like, I really wanted the fact that between Trinica and myself there was going to be a level of queerness that I would love to see and I would have loved to see growing up. But maybe that was my fault for projecting that and not just looking at it objectively. So moving forward, I would no longer look at it as the idea I've created in my head, and I'm going to take it for what it is.
Ben voted for the winner of the Greenhouse Season 9, Jennifer! Woo! Any final words to close this out?
No, I'll cry. But thank you guys so much. I just hope you all know that I had an amazing time playing with y'all. And I don't want to cry again. I've cried too much. I'm overstimulated.
Cheers.
Thank
All right,
you.
y'all. Thank you for a great season, and that's a wrap. Here are the remaining jury votes.
This is actually a lot harder of a decision than I thought it would be, which I think is a testament to Santi's ability to really advocate for himself and explain his game. I think the real reason that I'm not voting for Santi is because I felt like the game crossed into personal territory in ways that weren't actually necessary. And despite the fact that I think he played a really good game, and I respect that game, I also respect Trinica's game, and I think Trinica played a really good game, but in a way that makes me want to root for her, rather than wanting to root against her. So I'm going to vote for Trinica.
What did you learn about this experience, throughout this experience to help you next time you're in the ring?
That's interesting. I think I learned from this experience that you need to be a lot more chill than I am. And I think I played better this time than last time. And I was a little bit more chill and tried to really connect with people a little bit more. But I'm still not good enough. And I think that's fine. That's how I am. Some people are just really, really charismatic and really good at getting people on their sides. And some people are messy and intense in ways that push people away. And such is my lot in life. But I love these games anyway. And sometimes I still do pretty well despite all of that.
All right. Hello, Nikki.
Hey.
So talk us through your vote for a winner.
Yeah. To me, Santi, like in general, is just overstating how well he played, in my opinion. I think he was scrambling for a lot of it and tries to make it sound intentional in hindsight. Down to taking credit for when I was Sunflower, maybe when we look at it back, it'll look like it was more of his idea, but I just don't even think he came up with that. So to take credit for it as like his thing was kind of surprising. And then as far as Erica goes, I think, like, for her to say that her proudest relationship strategically was with me, to only pull the rug out from under me, and she could have uprooted and kept me in the game, I think, just speaks to, like, I just thought that was also just way overstating. I think your proudest achievement being that you screwed me over is, like, a dumb thing to say. Trinica played a solid game. We were very upfront with each other. Like, there's multiple instances where it was like, hey, like, I know that we're not the closest in the game, but, like, let's just work together for now. Yeah, I have respect for that, and so my mind was pretty much made up walking in here that I was going to vote for Trinica, and everything they said down there solidified it, because I think both Erica and Santi should be proud of way less than they stated. Like, it just wasn't that impressive to me, so.
Alright, so cast your vote. And Nikki, what did you learn as a player for next time you're in a situation like this?
I think to just, at that point, just go for broke when you're backed in a corner. Like, where I was there, I should have just uprooted to at least get Erica to probably spend her seeds. Just because I think it would have made more sense to just, even with Santi saying to my face, I'm not going to vote for you, I clocked that it was a lie, but I didn't know if he thought he was going to take Eric out, and I just wouldn't take that gamble a second time.
Alright.
So.
I think I'm voting for Trinica. We played this game very closely together, and I didn't trust her for like 90% of the time we were working together. And it was very difficult to work with her because I knew she was turning on me the second it made sense to her. So.
Great. And lastly, Grant, what did you learn as a player for next time you're in a situation like this?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I came back, if I'd be any better. I would definitely be better at doing interviews.
Grant, you're up there.
This has been The Greenhouse Season 9. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next season for All Stars 2.